Hey everybody, Laura here from Love on a Plate. It is Thursday night and I've been cooking up a storm in the kitchen, but I didn't make dinner. So time to get out my Instant Pot and put it to good use. I love how even with a couple of basic ingredients, I can get a really delicious dinner on the table. This will probably take me about half an hour total with the time it takes for the Instant Pot to come up to pressure. So what I'm making tonight is Instant Pot honey garlic sesame chicken, and I'm gonna cook the chicken, the noodles, and all the vegetables all in the same pot. So it's really quick cleanup, which we all like. And I'm just gonna set the Instant Pot to saute. And I'm gonna start just by putting my chicken. So I've got 5 chicken breasts, and those go right into my Instant Pot. And I'm gonna put a little bit of oil in there so they don't stick. And then we're gonna make the sauce. So the sauce is delicious. We've got a cup of honey. Who doesn't like honey? So you know it's gonna be a kid-friendly favorite. It's gonna be nice and sweet. You can make this in less time than it takes to order Chinese takeout. And then I have half a cup of soy sauce, and I'm using sweet soy sauce, so it's just a bit less salty and adds a little bit more sweetness, and it's a little bit thicker than regular soy sauce. So I put in half a cup of that. Takes forever to pour out. Okay. And then ketchup. Not a traditional Chinese ingredient, but really ketchup is just flavored tomato sauce. So it adds a little bit of more flavor more quickly. And then of course I need garlic because it's honey garlic chicken. My good friend stole my knife. Okay, so I'm gonna put in 3 cloves of garlic, 3 good sized cloves. And you can use the jarred minced garlic if you have that and you're in a hurry. For dishes, I use that when I'm meal prepping often, but for dishes that are like garlic based, I like to use the fresh stuff better. So, oh, that guy's so big he won't fit in there. All right. And when you got a garlic mincer that's good like this one, it's no problem. So in all the garlic goes. And this is our sauce. Give that a little stir. And then we're gonna pour it right in. The chicken is gonna cook for 20 minutes. And while it's cooking, I'm gonna cut up all my vegetables. And then I'll add them into the pot on saute. They'll just finish cooking in there. So you have your whole Chinese takeout meal ready in about half an hour. One dish. Let's add a couple of red pepper flakes. Not too many, but there's a lot of sweetness in there. Okay, so I'm gonna pour that into the Instant Pot with the chicken. And this will come to pressure a little bit quicker because I have it on saute already. So I'm gonna turn off saute and cook that on the meat mode actually for 15 minutes, okay? So while my Instant Pot's happy, it's beeping at me. All right, so now I'm gonna put in my veg, and you can use whatever vegetables your family likes. whatever vegetables you have on hand. I'm putting in some broccoli, some red pepper, and some asparagus, because that's what I had in my crisper. And then I have these Cantonese style chow mein noodles. These normally you boil just for 1 minute. You just boil for 1 minute. Because I'm gonna cook them in the Instant Pot, I don't need to boil them at all. They'll just cook from the steam and the water that's in there. Okay, so our chicken is cooking in the Instant Pot. It's gonna take 15 minutes. That gives me enough time to get all my veg ready. So I've got some broccoli, which child number 2 loves, but husband number 1 doesn't eat. I've got red pepper, and I have some asparagus. So I'm gonna put that in there as well. Use whatever vegetables you like. So these, I'm gonna cut into smaller pieces because I want them to just cook from the heat of the Instant Pot on saute once the chicken is done. So you don't want to leave them in big pieces or they'll be too crunchy. If you want to use frozen broccoli, you can totally use that as well, because we're going to thicken up the sauce with a cornstarch slurry. So even if it gets a little bit more watery from the frozen vegetables, that's not a problem. You just put in a little bit more cornstarch. So this is a totally flexible, last minute, use what you got, clean out your fridge, have tasty Chinese takeout at home. All right, so that is the broccoli and the peppers. I'm just gonna cut into slices. I don't want them too small because I don't want them to disintegrate, but they won't overcook either. I don't like that white part. Okay, so some strips, 1 red pepper. And I stayed away from like the really dense vegetables like carrots or celery because they would take longer to cook or they would be too hard. So I'm just gonna use the tips of the asparagus and then the very tops. And those were already washed. All right, so that's my vegetables that are gonna go in to the sauce. And then I've got a package of the Cantonese chow mein style steam noodles. So they'll steam from the heat of the sauce. So we're just gonna let this come up to pressure and cook. And then I'll show you, I just layer everything in, let it steam, stir it all up, and I have delicious dinner. I'm gonna top it with some sesame seeds and some chopped green onions, and dinner's served. If I had some spring rolls, I could be baking those now. So I'll be back in 15 minutes and show you how this finishes off. See you soon. Okay, so we're back. We are making honey garlic sesame chicken lo mein in the Instant Pot. This was my quick cook for tonight. So the sauce and the chicken cooked for 15 minutes, and then I did a quick release of the pressure, and we are ready. So now I'm going to turn it to saute. And it's at this point, if you can see, so there's all this delicious sauce in there, and the chicken is ready to be shredded. But what I'm gonna do, while it's sauteing on high, I'm gonna use all the residual heat. Let's bring this over. Let's bring her over. I love my Instant Pot except for the short cord. So I'm putting all my vegetables in, okay? And then these are the Cantonese noodles, and they only take a minute to cook if you are cooking them in boiling water. So unplugged it. I'm gonna put the the lid back on. We're gonna plug it back in, And I'm going to let it steam for 5 minutes. Then when I take the lid off, the noodles will be cooked, the vegetables will be cooked. I will stir everything together and we'll have dinner. So I'm gonna let the Instant Pot do its thing for 5 minutes and we'll be right back. Okay, so 5 minutes of steaming gives you enough time to set the table. We hear the happy jingle and I've turned it on to saute. So what we've got here now is some nice, bubbly, yummy honey garlic sauce. The veggies are under the noodles. The noodles are perfectly cooked. The chicken is gonna shred apart. And I'm just adding in a little bit of a slurry. So that's just cornstarch and water. I mix that together just to thicken the sauce up. And you guys, this is like the yummiest smelling. So we have these nice pieces of chicken. I'm gonna turn that down. And it's so hot, the cornstarch thickens up right away. And you've got the noodles, your veggies that you chose, your delicious moist chicken, and you're ready for dinner. Or I'm certainly ready for dinner. I'll just can turn that off now, so cancel it off, move it aside, and serve it up. And you can see that sauce gets into the noodles. So I'll put some noodles on the bottom. Whoop. Some chicken and some veggies. And it is so good. Let's just make sure. What do you think? All right, I'll take it right out of the bowl. Super hot, super delicious. Oh man, you guys. It's so good. And then, if you want to be super fancy, a little bit of sesame seeds. Sprinkle those on top. A couple of chopped green onions. And dinner's really ready. So that is my honey garlic chicken lo mein, all made in the Instant Pot. One dish, 15 minutes of cooking time, plus the 5 minutes of steaming, so under half an hour. You can't get delivery quicker than that, and this tastes 100 times better. Thanks for joining me in my kitchen tonight. I'm Lara from Love on a Plate. You can go over to the website, loveonaplate.ca, and get this recipe and cook dinner for your family. Thanks for coming. I'll see you soon.